So your Ford's throwing a P064C error code, and you're probably scratching your head wondering what on earth that means. Well, the good news is you are in exactly the right place to figure it out. Let's decode this thing together. Ah, that dreaded check engine light. It's never a welcome sight, is it? And when your scanner spits out a code like P064C, it feels like your car is speaking some kind of alien language. But don't you worry, we're about to translate what your ride is trying to tell you.
So what is this code really? At its core, P064C is pointing a finger directly at the glow plug control module, the GPCM. It's basically telling you it has an internal software error. A great way to think about it is like an app crashing on your phone. It's a software glitch, which is a totally different beast than a broken mechanical part.
To really get to the bottom of this, we got to understand the GPCM itself. Just think of it as the digital brain for your diesel engine's glow plugs. Those little plugs are absolutely essential for heating up the engine so it can start, especially on a chilly morning. The GPCM is the boss that tells them when to turn on and for how long. It's a small part that plays a huge role.
All right, here's our game plan. We know what the code is. Next, we're going to hunt down the 4 usual suspects that cause it. Then, I'll walk you through the very first diagnostic step you can take yourself. And finally, we'll map out the clear pathways to getting this thing fixed for good.
Okay, time to put on our detective hats. A software glitch like this doesn't just happen out of nowhere. We've got 4 main suspects that could be behind this error code.
This slide right here, this is basically our cheat sheet for this whole thing. It lays out the entire puzzle perfectly. On the left, you've got every possible cause, and on the right, you've got its direct solution. Keep this mental picture in your head as we dig into each one.
Suspect number 1, a messed up calibration. This can happen if anyone's tried to tune the engine or just tweak the software settings the wrong way. It's like giving the GPCM confusing directions, and it just gets overwhelmed and throws up its hands, in the form of the P064C code.
Our second suspect is aftermarket performance parts. You know, they might promise more horsepower, but if they aren't designed to play nice with your vehicle's factory systems, they can cause some serious software drama. The GPCM is smart enough to notice something's off and immediately reports an error.
Now this is where it gets interesting. Sometimes the problem isn't something that was done to the car, but something that just happened inside the GPC. Just like the operating system on your computer can get corrupted, the module's own programming can simply go haywire. And our final suspect is the most straightforward of them all. The hardware itself has just failed. The GPCM is a physical component, and like any part, it can simply wear out and break. If that's the case, there's no software trick that's going to fix it. The only solution is a replacement.
All right, we've lined up our suspects. Now it's time to get our hands a little dirty. This is the first practical step in our investigation, and it's how we start to figure out which of those 4 causes is our real culprit.
Before you even think about software or buying new parts, let's start with a simple physical inspection. First, carefully disconnect the GPCM's connectors. Then, get a flashlight and take a really close look at the pins. Are any of them bent, gunked up, or corroded? After that, reconnect everything nice and secure and clear the code. You would be shocked how often this simple little check is the entire solution. Now, here's why that last step was so critical. If you do that physical check and that darn check engine light comes right back on, well, you've just learned something huge. You've officially ruled out a simple bad connection, which means the problem is deeper. It's either in the GPM software or the hardware itself. So, we figured out how to narrow down the problem. Now for the most important part, the solutions. Let's look at how to match the right fix to the specific cause that you've managed to uncover.
This slide lays it out perfectly. From this point, you're heading down one of 2 roads. It's either a software problem or a hardware problem. If it's a programming or calibration issue, we're talking about a software fix. If a physical part is to blame, you guessed it, it's a hardware fix.
Let's start with the software solutions. If you've traced the issue back to a programming error or a bad calibration, the fix is to either reprogram the GPCM or apply a software update. This is basically like hitting a master reset button on the module's brain, which should clear up the glitch.
Over on the hardware side of things, the solutions are just as straightforward. If an aftermarket part is the culprit, you need to go back to the original factory parts. And if you've confirmed the module itself has died, the only way forward is to install a brand new one.
So, what's the biggest takeaway here? While code P064C can seem intimidating because it's a software error, it is absolutely 100% fixable. The key is just to be methodical. Investigate the cause, do that physical check, and then you can match the right solution to the root of the problem.
And so, that leaves us with the final question for you and your vehicle. Now that you have this roadmap, you're that much closer to the answer. Is your fix going to be a simple software update, or is it time for a new piece of hardware? The path to finding out is now clear.